of the United States is fucking lying. I think this whole administration has completely lost their fucking mind, and I think we're all gonna die.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
Just watch this clip.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
This is
Israel.
high stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
You saw that correctly. That was Tucker Carlson going on the offensive against Ted Cruz. And now, look, I despise both of those individuals, but it's good to see at least Tucker Carlson's smugness being weaponized against the Republicans, the MAGA Republicans, specifically Ted Cruz, as he calls him out for not knowing much about Iran, and also revealing that apparently we, the United States, are helping Israel attack Iran. Breaking news on the Tucker Carlson show. Who thought I would ever say that? There come a day where I would partially agree with that smug little man. Just put that clip in your pocket because it's absolutely insane. These are the times we live in where things are not making sense, and that's just further proof.
The president, as he said today, his position has not changed. What you're watching in real time is peace through strength and America first. Our job is to be strong. We are postured defensively in the region to be strong in pursuit of a peace deal. And we certainly hope that's what happens here. And America first means we're going to defend American personnel and American interests.
What did that mean?
Peace through strength or strength.
And America, it's like a couple bumper stickers. He could have just held up bumper stickers. I don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
Jonathan Lemire, I'm confused. What was that? Is that like peace through strength? Is he talking about Israel? Was that an Israeli? Should that been in Hebrew, peace through strength? America first? Israel, Netanyahu bombing Iran? I'm deeply confused. What was that?
That was the Secretary of Defense speaking a lot of platitudes without a lot of meaning behind it. But it was part of an effort by the White House to combat some information last night. Rumors swirling as President Trump cut short his stay at the G7 in Canada, rushing back to the White House. Reports out of Israel that the U.S. was actively engaging and being involved in the war, perhaps even attacking Iran. The White House very quickly put out a bunch of statements saying that's not true, that's not true. And Hegseth went on Fox News to say that, and it wasn't clear what else he meant.
We've heard other people, other Fox News commentators, and others out there in the right-wing MAGA sort of media sphere talking about this civil war that's coming domestically inside, saying that Donald Trump's going to destroy his presidency. So is that what he's saying? Donald Trump supporting Israel is really America first, and that's why people need to just, people on the MAGA base need to go along with this?
Yeah, that's the subtext here. There's been a real divide, particularly in the last couple of days, and it really exploded yesterday, as you said. So almost a civil war within the MAGA movement. There's the Tucker Carlson wing that is saying, don't be involved in Iran. When Donald Trump first ran for office 10 years ago yesterday, he pledged to not be involved in these forever wars, no more Middle East entanglements and the like. America first, much more of an isolationist view. Then there's the other side of this. Mark Levine, Charlie, and some of the Rupert Murdoch and others members of that wing who say, no, now's the time where Iran is weak. The U.S. should be involved, if not directly, but at least support Israel's efforts. And there is a schism here, and President Trump, well aware of this schism. He, in fact, called Tucker Carlson kooky last night in a social media post after Carlson called him complicit in what we're seeing in Iran right now. And I am told by people close to the president, he's mindful of trying to satisfy both bases. And that's why we're getting a little bit of a waffling as to he's not quite sure how to navigate this very fast-moving situation in the Middle East.
More and more MAGA fans are now turning on Donald Trump over what he's doing in the Middle East with possibly going to war with Iran. Under his unconditional surrender post earlier today on Truth Social, some of the top replies are not good for him. For example, this one, whatever happened to no new wars and staying out of other countries' problems? Other comments saying, you said no more endless wars. What the F are you doing, bro? This one says, we didn't vote for another bloodbath in the Middle East. The American people are done with endless wars. If Trump wants to keep his supporters, he better focus on de-escalating the Iran-Israel crisis, not dragging us into another disastrous war on terror. Enough is enough. And finally, these two saying unconditional surrender for the neocons. Don't lose your base for them. Stay out of the Middle East, you orange buffoon. Yeah, this is not going well for Donald Trump. I mean, some of his biggest supporters, people who have his social media app, are saying that they'll turn on him if he goes to war with Iran. So we'll have to see what happens, especially today. I think today is probably going to be pretty pivotal as to whether we do go to war with Iran or not. But I'm going to talk about all of this and more on my YouTube, my Substack, and my Spotify show. Link in bio. It would mean a lot if you checked it out. But just crazy times.
I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one.
We have to have world peace.
Donald Trump is now openly calling for regime change in Iran. Wait, wasn't MAGA about ending regime change wars? I thought the whole point of America First was staying out of endless wars in the Middle East. You hated Bush, you called Biden a warmonger, but now Trump sounds like a neocon. You think Iran's just going to roll over? War with Iran would mean American lives, $200 oil, and another $1 trillion conflict. Trump says he wants to liberate the Iranian people, but at what cost? Do you really believe war makes us stronger at home? If MAGA now means regime change in Iran, what happened to putting America first?
Why the hell am I seeing Trump supporters on this app complaining about the military-industrial complex? That's like the Republican Party's whole thing. That's like most of what they do. They love to send the military into things they don't need to be sent into. You can't elect a bunch of Republicans and then get angry when they start a war. It's like adopting a cat and get angry when it has zoomies at 3 a.m. It's just what they do. Literally, why would they think that Trump wouldn't go to war? Because he tweeted and said he wouldn't? Like, be so for real.
It is official. The United States is now involved in this war with Iran. They are going to be sending B-52 bombers to hit Iran's nuclear facilities. Also found out that the British are also sending military assets overseas. So if Great Britain is getting involved, you know what that means. For all of you maggot fucks that voted for this shit, lace up your motherfucking boots, go to a recruiting station, and sign the fuck up and go fight this goddamn war. You guys were the ones that preached that Trump was a president of no new wars. You fucked around, now we're about to find the fuck out.
Listen, with everything that's happening right now, I love my MAGA people. You know, make America great again, okay? You know, it only took 6 months for us to go into possibly a World War III, you know? So listen, my MAGA people, you go first. You go first. Come on. I will support you. Listen, you're the perfect person to go and sign up and enlist yourself for war, okay? You are patriotic, okay? You love your guns, okay? And you take no bullshit. And we need that out there. We do. So I can't wait for you who have like lip fillers and like all that stuff happening, and like, you know, you're up there and you're like rich and you know, like sacrifice all that for America. Unless you all have flat feet, which would be very disappointing, but I doubt it. But anyway, I love that for you. I'm here to support you. Okay, bye.
I would say to the loud ones, you're not going to. You're not going to win a logical argument. You're not going to be able to throw stats. A lot of them, they think things are fake news. And there's one sole source of information, and that's across authoritarian. They get you to distrust other forms of information. the only way is to challenge their reality. That's what got me out, is I started to see that, like, wait a minute, things are not lining up to what I'm told. Hey, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to qualify my empathy. Make sure that somebody's driving the right car before they get a meal. So just challenge that empathy, or challenge the reality, and offer community.